Boom. Oh, wait. Whoa. I'm going to dox everybody. There we go. All right. Welcome. Welcome to Million on Mars, Marscast 24. Yeah. We're
Yeah,
excited to be here. Today
we
we have
are,
a
we
lot to
are.
talk about. And I think we should start with one really quick. What do you like about NFTs? I know they have there's a love-hate relationship depending on the person and the type of gamer. What do you think?
Oh, I've got probably two answers to it.
Okay.
NFTs, I love the tech, and I think that we'll be using NFTs in a way in like 3 years' time, which is completely different. I think it'll be proof of ownership, but it'll be everything. Your CDs, oh
Hmm.
sorry, your downloaded music, show me age, your
What's a CD?
books, sorry,
Sorry.
yeah, um, your books, whatever it is, and you'll just your tickets to your concerts, whatever, and it will just be an NFT. You won't call it an NFT. It will just be the technology behind
Hmm.
securing the fact that it's yours. Specifically to gaming, I like it because you can work towards something, you can build something, and when you've had enough, you can legitimately dispose of it. So if I take going back in the day when I was playing EverQuest, I played it for
Yeah.
10 years. I built up a massive amount of stuff, um, but you could never. I had so much surplus platinum it was back then, and I could just get rid of it. I was a student, I needed cash, and it would be great if I could have sold some of it legitimately, but of course you couldn't. The only marketplace was eBay. But we don't have those concerns anymore. I possess it. If I want to dispose of it and sell it, I can. Um, what I don't like is the fact that it's now forming a really bad reputation. Um,
Now?
it, well,
I
has been for some
was
bit.
playing, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, so you're absolutely right. All the bored apes and the
Oop.
duff. Oh,
Oh,
what
no,
are you
go
doing?
ahead. I'm just trying to fix something. Go for it. Right there.
All the bad NFTs, which are just trash artwork, and it's yeah, that ruined it for me.
That ruined it
It,
for
it
you?
kind of it kind of defeated the purpose.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I think it's weird what some people like though, you know? It's like, wow, like that blew up, that got real popular, like that
Yeah, yeah, I'm not sure
the
about
eight
that.
the eight pixel, skull face or whatever. But
I mean,
I like it for the ownership. I think that's probably one of the biggest things.
yeah,
Access because you have it like in your wallet or whatever. It opens doors for you. I've seen it like even like real parties. If you have an NFT, you can go to like an actual real world party, things like that. Eventually, I'm sure it's going to be like for dental work and all kinds of stuff.
yeah.
You could see it for home ownership too. I'd imagine like maybe you need some actual real signatures too, just to verify, make sure it's not stolen and stuff like that.
Well, you could do a
But
real
yeah,
signature and then digitize it, and you've got digital
hmm,
signatures,
yep, the card
and there's
exists.
a whole load of stuff which you could do.
Yeah,
Um, but
yeah,
yeah, it's still to find its feet. But I think we're
yeah,
here in the early days of it finding its feet.
for
There
sure.
are some real world uses. Ticketmaster are doing it already. They've got
Hmm.
loads. They've got probably the biggest supply of NFTs out there.
Really, that was
Yeah,
the
was it
one I
10?
really didn't understand, like why that's needed, but I don't
Well,
know.
didn't Ticketmaster do it on Flux or something like that? I can't remember.
No idea. I want to see it
But
in the music industry as far
yeah,
as like album sales or single song sales
yeah,
because some of the things like the top 100 billboards and stuff like that, they don't actually some people aren't getting the credit they deserve for their sales because there's some like shady deals going on behind the scenes basically.
so
Yeah.
what it will be really useful is things like royalties. Somebody
Ooh.
secondhand buys your book,
Yeah,
whatever, it automatically goes back to the author that somebody sold it.
that's
I mean,
true.
I'm sure
Yeah.
the publishing industry, be it music or
Hmm.
books, are find it difficult, let alone doing anything malicious, just to track who sold what, when, to who, to be able to collect royalties.
Right. Yeah, and you hear artists getting shorted all the time.
Yeah, so you
Yeah.
can see why they like it.
Yeah, I think Fox just ran into that issue or Disney or yeah, You
The
could
Prince
tell.
formerly known as the artist formerly known as Prince. I mean, that was his big thing. He ended up with a big
Mm.
dispute with his publishing company.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Tons of
why he
stuff.
became that name. Yeah.
Tons of stuff. Well, let's bring it back to Million on Mars here.
Should we
We
talk
have
about Eric's video?
we should. We got some confirmed or kind of committed dates for Polygon
So, so,
and a
so
bunch of other
first
stuff.
things
Hmm.
first. What did you think about his view of dates? The fact that he gave them to start with.
Yeah, I like that. There's some like more set in stone ones, and I like that there's some flexible ones because
I mean, I don't think.
it's software.
Yeah.
Some of it's flexible. He mentioned it
I mean,
that
he did. He did.
some of them are like
Uh,
tentative or whatever.
and certainly, people, if you've not seen um, the video, really would go out and check it out. It is a good video. It's not particularly long.
No,
Was it 15 minutes maybe?
yeah.
Um, but well worth a look. But in it, certainly he mentioned some dates, and as Santi says, it's um, some are firm dates. And do you know what, Santi? Even if they
Hmm.
slip it by a little bit, all right, yes, there might be a little mini outcry, but I don't think it's the end of the world.
You don't know. You don't know.
You reckon it would be?
No, I'm pumped for that Polygon 15th date. It seems like that's like the most sure one.
Which one? 15th of Feb or the
The
15th of
15th.
March?
15th of is there two?
Yeah, so right. So 15th of March is the
Okay.
Polygon Live.
Hmm.
15th of Feb is the early access for founders onto the Polygon chain for to start playing with it and getting assets over if we want to do that and to start
Yeah.
tinkering with it.
I like the
So it gives
first
them
one where like Polygon's like part of it now. Right? Because you're
15th of
talking about the
Feb.
GDE?
No, no. So 15th of Feb is when you start getting to access to the Polygon if you're a
Oh,
founder.
okay. That's the one then, right there.
But it's not going live until March the 15th.
Okay. Yeah.
So I think it's going to be huge. I
I
mean,
think
we've
so.
talked about Polygon for a couple of times, and really, I think this one. I don't know. Do I get really excited? I think I might. I think I might.
Maybe. I
Yeah, I
think
think I
it's
should.
I think it's gonna be pretty good, and as Polygon grows, so will people
Yeah.
who look our way, you know?
So I mean, I get skeptics and people
Hmm.
saying, look, don't believe the hype, and whether you talk about a new game release or
Hmm.
whether you're talking anything, and about being skeptical and all this sort of thing. But oh, come on, I just like getting excited about something. What's wrong with that?
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
mean,
Yeah.
I think the team will do a good. It's not their
Hmm.
first rodeo, as I saw one of the posts in the founders chat, which I did make me laugh. Um, they've done this what Wax,
Yep.
Solana,
Yep.
and don't forget they've already done some Matic stuff. So I've already got my wallet linked in Matic because when they did the Sunflower Land promotion,
Oh,
you could
okay.
link your Matic then. Um, but yeah, super exciting.
Yeah, it's gonna be pretty cool. I think what it does is just creates an opportunity just to be a part of another ecosystem. Some people use Matic only; they don't even use Wax, or vice
Yeah,
versa. So just being
I
able to
did.
tap into those other communities, I think that's huge. Mhm.
Do many people really use wax and don't think it is a scam? I mean, Farmers World pretty much
Yeah.
trashed everything.
No, no, no. They certainly left a stain, but you don't think Mac has a similar story somewhere with a certain
Probably.
game? ETH had what, Wolf and Sheep, or
Wolf
whatever,
and
or
sheep, was that
Wizards
a
and
real thing?
Dragon. Yeah, yeah. I mean, and then over here, like Don't Count Your Chickens. I mean, I don't know if that was a scam or not, but similar stuff where you can have assets, and then you have like this
Yeah,
bad wolf or a bad dragon, and they can steal your assets, and it's just another mining clone with a little bit of flavor. I don't know,
yeah, yeah. Okay.
but
Yeah, fine.
that's how I look at it, at least. But
Yeah. Well,
um,
certainly,
yeah,
I see Polygon as a more game-friendly environment. I see a lot of stuff going over there. So,
yeah,
yeah.
it should be cool. Absolutely.
Shall we?
What do you want
Should
to
we
talk about
talk
next?
about the promotion going with it? Because certainly the
Hmm.
team is not going to Polygon without a bang. So they're doing promotions for new players. They're
Yep.
doing the 10 game cross chain promotion, which we probably want to spend a little time talking about actually, because that's the acquisition of new players.
Yeah. Cross
So
promo with
in
10
there,
games.
cross promo with 10 games. So we get the release. I think the release was Feb 17th or 15th. I can't remember now. Where they're actually going to release what the 10 games are.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, Feb 15th is the reveal. Um, So that we will be told with what the cross-chain promotion is going to be with. So those top 10
Hmm.
games, there are some pretty heavy-duty games on Matic, which it'll be quite interesting to see which ones we are partnered with.
Yeah,
Um, so I'm quite looking forward to that reveal, let alone. And I think what they're doing is just drumming up some excitement with regards to phasing it in, releasing some drip feed to say, look, this is happening because there's marketing going with this. They're going to up the Twitter space. They're really going to push it for a big launch,
nice.
which I'm really quite pleased to see actually,
Yeah, I think that'll be
because it's
nice.
not, yeah, it's not just going to Polygon. It's a big launch.
That'll be cool. I even seen there's like some cash prizes and stuff like that too, or something, or I don't know. There was like a
Well,
pool of something there.
yeah, yeah. So they've got the marketing budget, so
Yep.
they're going to be throwing some money at this, and they're taking up some advert space and marketing space within their Matic
Hmm.
world, um, which will obviously drive people to us. And I think more players in the game will be really good to have. Yeah. What is interesting is when you look at what needs to be done or what they are planning to do before that go live date on March the 15th. So there is an awful lot of prep which is happening to make sure that when these new players land,
Hmm.
the game's got a little bit more to it.
Oh yeah.
Because, oh,
Like
go on.
like we should have like the dialogue in game now. I think when that happens, and then
Yeah.
and more of a just a little fine tuning on the user first time user experience. I think some stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. I
more
mean,
quests and stuff. Yeah, talking
so,
NPCs or an NPC that talks to us.
you've just listed off like loads of great stuff there.
Yeah.
There's so much great. So if you talk about, I don't know, first time user experience,
Hmm.
the things which they're talking about there is making it even easier. You don't even need, well, we're at the stage where you don't need a wallet address anyway, but they're just trying to streamline it to make it as simple as possible for somebody to try the game.
Right.
That's brilliant.
Yeah, I think that's great.
Um, so that's really good. You then talk about things like the in-game chat. Now, speaking to Mitch about this, the in-game chat is likely just to be a global channel to start with.
Hmm.
So, okay, so that's not quite World of Warcraft or those sorts of MMOs where you've got loads of different types of tabs for your different chats or whatever it might be, different channels to communicate with friend groups or settlement groups or mission groups or even DTM type groups. Or, but there's probably going to be a trade channel and a global channel. Now, what that's going to do is at least make the game feel a bit more alive. You'll see text from other people playing it. They will be chatting because not everybody uses Discord.
Right.
So if you can ask in game questions and people, it'll be interesting. They are thinking about spam.
Hmm.
So there will be some spam
Oh
cards in it,
yeah,
no doubt.
I can just see the adverts. You know.
Yeah, it won't just repeat adverts every 30
Yeah,
seconds.
yeah.
I mean, God,
Can only imagine what they're gonna say too. We shall not speak of some
yeah.
of those words, but oh
And
yeah,
you can just see the ASCII bunnies coming in and all of that
right,
sort
right,
of
right.
rubbish, can't
Yeah,
you?
the
Um,
OnlyFans links. Gonna be, who knows?
so I went to slight digression. Went to a customer meet. Well, it wasn't a customer. It was a corporate meeting for the company that I work for.
Hmm.
And opposite it, on the wall, and this is in East End London, was a great big picture. I kid you not. It must have been 30 feet high by about 60 feet long,
Okay.
and it was an OnlyFans advert.
No.
I kid you not.
While you're
And
in,
this is
yeah,
opposite my big corporate American company. And I'm
yeah.
like, "Nah, this isn't great."
Whoops.
Um,
Timing.
whoopsie.
Yeah.
Exactly. Um, but yeah, I can't remember what I was talking about now. But I think there's an awful lot going towards this launch.
Right.
Um, speaking of making the game feel a bit more alive, did you see what they was doing about this? It's kind of like an announcement function. Did you see that?
Yeah, like the live feeding of like certain achievements, certain buildings being crafted, and other things. I think it sounds great.
Do you think that's kind of cool? Don't you feel that
Yeah.
that will make the game just feel a little bit more alive that somebody's playing it there with you?
Yeah, but you should have to have a pirate radio to receive the transmission. There you go. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
How about a pirate radio to turn it off if you don't want to see it, to
Yeah.
filter it by
Done.
yeah,
Done.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Totally.
if you don't have one, you're going to get common, and if you have to max it
Right.
out to be able to filter out common,
That'd be great.
yeah, I
Yeah.
think something like that. But certainly, I think that there's uh, a lot coming, which will just make the game just feel a little bit more alive.
Oh, it's this 15th for the reveal of the 10 games.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's cool.
So, so we're going to get new players. They're going to come in. So what I saw from Eric's video was this in-game chat function, the ability for the notes to be published, so the achievements or you've made a great building to be published. Um, um, let me just have a
Sorry,
chat.
my dog is being obnoxious.
Yeah.
So,
Oh,
so what are you
EOD's not
thinking?
happy with our commentary.
Who?
Um, EOD, so EO Destroyer. Um,
Oh, sure.
so, but anyway, the reality is, oh,
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember what I was talking about now. He's thrown me completely.
Oh,
Um, but it's just going to feel a bit more alive.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
I think so. I think so. It'd be huge.
yeah.
What's
Yeah.
next in the docket here?
So one of the things which he talked about,
Mm-hmm.
um, and it was kind of hidden a little bit right at the beginning. I think we're in line for a St. Patrick's Day event.
Mm-hmm.
I think you're going to see brewing coming back and that whole thing coming back. Um, just the fact that they called out St. Patrick's Day, how it's going to be a lucky sort of time.
Yeah.
I just feel, um, yeah, that we're going to see something else there. I think that will be our next event, and whether that will coincide, I can't believe it would coincide with um, the crossover. That would just be too much. That would be crazy. But I think that they'll do something around there some point.
Yeah, we'll see. Oh,
Do you
I
know
sound
what's
very
Dave?
low. Okay, I gotta turn myself up. Probably my got a little closer, you know.
Yeah,
Mics
there
like
you
to be held real close. So at least this one does.
go.
Yeah.
Um,
I can have a look
yeah.
at it too.
So I think we'll see something there. It'd
All
be
right.
nice to see the brewing come back, and I think
Yeah.
certainly a lot of people um, want the what was the game called? I can't remember what it was called, but there was some blackjack type game. I think it was.
More
They
beer. Sorry, go ahead.
want coming back. Anyway,
Someone says they're sitting on beer right now still.
yeah,
And yep, Anthony says more beer. Gotta have
yeah.
more beer on
I think
Mars.
there's a lot more beer out there,
Mm-hmm.
but it'll be useful to see how they adapt it.
Yeah. I can't
But
wait. Just to even get my hands on the GTE and get that little test sandbox. I think
yeah,
for me, that's probably one of the most exciting things is seeing what that could do, and then creating some of my own stuff to mess around with. I don't know.
so that's Feb the 15th. Oh, Puke
Mm-hmm.
Jack. Thank you, Sam. Oh, I'm trying to remember what it was called. Yeah, so 15th of Feb was the GDE largely sandbox for people just to try stuff out and see if they can get to grips with the engine. I think a lot of people are going to have a lot of fun with this. I think there's an awful lot there um,
Yeah.
for
What do you
people
think?
to,
Oh, did you have a
to.
picture you wanted to share?
Oh, we'll talk about that in a sec.
Oh, okay. Fair
Um,
enough.
but yeah, with the GDE, I think you're going to see a whole load because that then boils into the missions and the NPC towns.
Yeah.
Because what Mitch is talking about is, the shop which we've got where you go to spend your Dustworks accommodations, and you're looking sexy there, Santi. Um, where
Thank
you,
you.
you got this, you got this shop, and you can just go round and sorry, you got the shop, you spend your Dustworkers accommodations, and it's all done in this great big long list of stuff. It's a little bit unwieldy. What they're trying to do with the NPC towns is give you a dedicated place where you'd go to that NPC to spend your Dustwork accommodations. Bit like you would go and do on an MMO, you go to the armorer to buy armor, you'll go to the Dustwork accommodations guy to spend your Dustwork accommodations. So it's all going to feel a little bit more towns, a little bit more um, region specific, as opposed to you just go to the shop function and there's actually just a great big long list, which is really useful. Well, it just
Yeah.
confuses and it's just not particularly nice.
All right. Yeah, I think that'd be great. Like, I mean, because right now everything's kind of like instant, you know?
Yeah.
It's like you're just everywhere all the time and you have access to everything. So,
But what is interesting is with the GT engine, they're going to have like 1,500 missions by the end of P5, I think, which is their fifth priority.
mhm,
If you got that many missions and the rewards are that great, it changes the game from a pure dust generation, how do I earn dust, to how do I do the missions and how do I follow storylines. And I want the end reward, and therefore I might do a few steps which I don't really, um, yeah, I don't really want to do, but I want to get to the next quest.
right. I like
So
that. You know, this is
just adds a bit
exciting.
more depth.
In-game gifting
Hell yeah.
and messaging. So, yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
So this is good. So they're going to give you a market tax for when you send a gift to somebody
Mhm.
else. So you're not going to evade the marketplace by doing it.
Did he say what it was gonna be? Like
It will be the
glitter,
same as the market.
something
No, it'll
else?
be
Oh,
dusk.
okay. Okay.
It'll be dusk.
Okay.
So if you would have paid 50 dusk for the selling of that item, you'll pay 50 dusk for the sending of it to someone else.
Right.
Now that's to counter abuse, I think, more than anything. And also they want it in the dynamic treasury. They don't want to avoid the market entirely.
Yeah, it makes sense.
But what it does mean is that if you want to send something to a friend of yours, like a recipe, for example, you don't want to lose the recipe. You want your friend to have it. You're
Mhm.
happy to pay the fee, but you can do that. And that's really cool. Or uranium, for example. You want to send your uranium because you can't get it on the market. It's really hard.
Right.
You could make sure that somebody else receives it, or artisan tools, or
Mhm.
just something really specific.
Yeah. Or if like maybe your friend's just starting off and they don't have a lot or they don't have anything, maybe you have a common mining rig laying around. You're like, here, you know, something to help you out or
It'll
whatever,
be
you know?
interesting if you can send Dusk itself,
That'd be interesting. Yeah. I don't
because
know,
if you can
maybe.
send
Yeah, as long as you're
because
getting
if you can
taxed
send
for
them
it,
Dusk, yeah, yeah.
like the market tax or whatever. But
But I mean, that would help out and make you send him like 100 Dust just to pay for his electricity bill or something.
hmm
That'd be quite use. But it's also the messaging. So that guy beside you who's got a plot of land which he never ever uses, that has been blank for months, you can actually in-game message to actually buy it.
right,
That'd be quite nice.
that would be cool. Like, because we kind of have something like that now, but it doesn't quite do what I want unless they've
Correct.
changed it. Because it lets them know on Atomic Hub or whatever, or somehow it works, but it doesn't tell them in game. Like they're never gonna log in and see, oh alert, somebody wants to buy your property. That would be
Correct.
cool.
Yeah.
So, because I put some offers out there and I've never heard a peep,
Never heard of
you
one.
know, and you don't even see
Well,
if it's confirmed or accepted or rejected either.
yeah.
So, so it's hard to tell what's going on there, but it would be cool because I'm sure some people are out there where you're putting it on your plots and maybe you couldn't get them all one day. So then the next day you show up and somebody's moved in next door to you or they cut off the path you were trying to make
Yeah, yeah,
or
yeah.
whatever, you know? And
Well,
yeah, I don't know.
so I'm right next to door to Cornflake on one. Yeah, I
Mhm.
haven't been able. I can't message him. I don't know who he is on Discord. I'm
Sure.
sure he's there somewhere. I think he's a founder. But
Okay.
either I want to buy some land off of him, or I could sell mine to him and then relocate somewhere else.
Mhm.
I mean, you could do all sorts of trades, but without that communication layer, you just can't even get the conversation going.
Right. Yeah.
Uh,
And it's so close. It's like right there. Like it's just I don't know.
yeah.
Yeah, you just have to watch like Atomic for those alerts and it's just and Atomic doesn't do a good job of letting you know about trade offers either. You
No,
know?
it's
Yeah,
terrible.
if like you're on the homepage,
Absolutely
you don't
terrible.
see like no kind of alert for that. So it's like a
Yeah.
lose-lose on that, unfortunately.
I haven't logged into Atomic for ages. I use the search function for stuff and I then buy it on Nifty. I
Mm,
never log into Nifty. I never
mm.
use Atomic.
Yeah, I haven't been too active on there. I mean, at least for this game, like everything's like in-house, you know, for the most part. Unless I need to sell something or trade something or give something, it's I don't need to log
Yeah.
in. Yeah.
But I tell you one thing which I don't think we've really thought about is when we go to Polygon, obviously we're going to have trading markets there as well because you want to sell your dusk and you want to sell your glitter and all that sort of stuff.
Mhm.
I really hope that we have proper trade platforms and not this swap pool rubbish because I just don't know what I'm going to get with it. it just seems a little bit random, the whole swap thing. I put my order in and I just leave it there for weeks. I'm sure there's a way to do it, but
Hmm.
I like Alcor for that. It is quite nice.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
but it'd be nice to have that in Matic. I'd be quite happy to use Matic through and through.
I'd assume they'd have one. I'm not really sure though, because I'm not in that ecosystem yet, But I know it should be on OpenSea as far as like the NFTs go and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, probably.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because Sunflower lands on OpenSea, and I think there's some other marketplaces too that
yeah,
show NFTs as well. That's the only one that comes to mind though, unfortunately.
yeah.
So,
So
but
I'm sure we will figure it out. I'm sure we will.
oh yeah,
So
100%.
one of the other things, shall we move on to the uranium mine?
Yeah,
It's
go
not on
for
our
it.
list, but I want to talk about it. So the uranium mine is down as a P2. And certainly when Eric did the roadmap piece going back a while ago,
Hmm.
um, it wasn't in this quarter. So I think the uranium mine is quite some way away.
Okay,
But what we're starting to see is some of the bedrock as to um, what
go ahead. I'm
what
trying to fix my camera.
yeah. Now let me share my screen. See if I can do it without. Try that. Can you see that?
Yep. Hey, there's Eric.
So there's Eric. So this was a video which he released, which showed the Hex minigame, and I'll just play this on loop in the background. Um, now, this is what I believe the uranium mine's going to be on. So they will use this type of technology. This is the minigame technology they've been talking about.
Hmm.
Actually, we will be doing the PvP, settlement PvP, the all of this sort of strategy type sort of mini game piece will be done using this hex game mini game type footprint.
Hmm. Ooh, look at that. That's cool.
Yeah,
I
so
missed this part in
this
the video. I was trying to get ready for this podcast.
so this is kind of like the scavenging game which they've
Uh-huh.
got set up at the moment. This is just kind of a foundation thing.
That's
And the
cool.
graphics behind is just a temporary graphics just so that they
Nope.
can show the
Yeah, I
concept of
understand.
it. Um, but it really does kind of show that what they can use this in a multitude of different ways in which to create the uranium mine, um, but also other stuff. There'll be some PvP type stuff in here, and it'll be used as settlement PvP. Um, yeah, so I think this is going to be really, really exciting as to how they implement this because you can see it overlaying into a DTM really easily. And whether they can use it with some of these NPC towns and missions and yeah, all of a sudden this whole thing about movement and whether you have a hopper will allow you to go further than a rover. And yeah, you can see the use of
Yeah.
this will be loads, absolutely loads.
Yeah, I
But
can't wait to
yeah,
mess with it. Make your own
yeah,
board
it's
games. Hopefully,
oh,
some kind of involvement with other people in the settlement where you can play together.
well,
You know?
certainly what they've talked about is
Yeah.
kind of like group type encounters or
Mm-hmm.
massive open encounters. I think you like we see for the leaderboards. I think there will just be different ones for different types of player to enjoy.
That'll be nice.
So, yeah, I think this is going to be really important.
Absolutely.
And what I didn't realise is that they've been talking about this since the beginning of December. Just I didn't notice.
Yeah.
I feel that it's just kind of sprung out of nowhere, but actually they've been
Mm,
talking about this since December. So yeah, it'll be really nice to see this coming to fruition, and I think we'll see this relatively quickly.
that'll be great.
Yeah.
That'll be great. I feel like this is the calm before the storm. Like, you know? Oh, my camera's down
See,
again. Why? Go ahead.
oh,
Keep talking. You're good.
so you know,
Oh, it's fixed. There we go. I didn't know. I don't even know what I did. Okay. To be honest, I didn't do anything. Like, it's the magic of
yeah.
software and wires.
So you know, back I don't. I think you were playing then. We were back maybe a year ago from now. We were
Mhm.
getting so many new buildings. They were coming out at such a fast rate. We were getting so many new recipes. Largely, the community was going, "Slow down. We cannot keep up with this. You were just really giving us so much," and they slowed down. now we've been going through a quiet piece and we're saying that, okay, we want some more content, we want it quicker.
Hmm.
They've got the GDE now, which is going to help with this. I think we're going to get to a point where we're going to go back to the please slow down, we can't keep up. It'll be interesting
Yeah.
to go through that cycle again. I mean, nobody's ever going to be happy because
Right.
when we were going too quick, they said slow down, and now they're slow. They're saying go faster. Sure
Hmm.
as hell, when we go faster again, they'll be saying slow down.
I liked your
But
thoughts on the can't keep up thing because like I think that kind of makes it so you just have a lot of crap to do, and then you have to make some tough choices. Like, do I go left? Do I go
yeah,
right? Do I train this or train that? And um, when things are really slower, you can pretty much jump in on it, do everything you need to if you want to. But if it's a lot of stuff at the same time, it's tough to do that. I don't know.
so
That was your
I
thought
mean,
from last, I think, a few
it
podcasts
was. I mean,
ago.
it was. So
Hmm.
certainly from the point of view of aerospace now, a lot of people have built up they've got to the point where they've got like 3 frames, about 8 legs, and
Hmm.
just waiting to assemble the hoppers because yeah, they've had time to do that. Um, Certainly going back in the old
Hmm.
days, it was a case of you just didn't even get the chance to do that.
Right.
So, but I can see that it's all going to start going at such a pace now. You'll be chasing missions, and you'll get a mission block out. You'll be halfway through that mission block, and the next one will come out. You go, "Oh, I want to do that, but I haven't finished this one. I need to finish this one first before I can hop onto that because I can't do both." And yeah, I can see that happening. So
That'll be nice.
yeah,
So
yeah. So I'm looking forward to it.
yeah, we'll see. There's like all this cool stuff right around the corner. So it'll be cool when it actually like this starts when this stuff starts like dropping and yeah.
Yeah.
We can actually play with it. Like maybe we can even use the GDE like live on stream here. I don't know how we might need some practice before
Oh,
that, but
we
I'm saying
might.
maybe we
Okay,
can live build something. Why not? Why
we
not?
could do that. We
Yeah.
could do that. That is
Yeah.
that's a definite.
Maybe we can like
Yeah.
speed runner it too, go for a record. Yeah. I don't
Wow.
know. I have no idea.
Okay.
But yeah.
So what we're going to do? Community input so that we can create a GDE
Yeah.
environment.
We're gonna have
That'd
Chat
be
GPT do it for us. So
fun. That's just being lazy. We'll have to do it ourselves.
right, right.
Um,
Yeah, we'll figure it out. It'd be great.
do you
It'd be
want to
great.
talk about? Let's do the launch event because
Mm-hmm.
one of the things which people are starting to build up for is the launch event
Yep.
for Polygon. And what that was you're going to get a badge for being here on the launch event. So when you set up your, so I don't think, and there's not a lot of info around about this, but I don't think it's going to be a financial thing. I think it's going to be a case of linking a Matic wallet. It's going to be the case of participating in the launch event, completing some tasks in it, so that actually you prove that you're here and playing.
Yeah.
Um, But for that, you're going to get a badge, an icon of an NFT of some description. But they're saying that that's going to have utility. Now, what that looks like, I don't know, but it'll be interesting to see what utility that gives because it's going to be open to pretty much everybody, but only if you're here for the launch.
Right.
And that's kind of quite cool.
Yeah. Yeah. I like those little badges that kind of show like, you know, who are like the people who are around then, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I think it's great.
if it gives you free food every day or something,
Oh, come on. That's like overpowered.
well, no, it doesn't have to be much, like 20 or 30. It doesn't
Okay.
have to be
Okay. That's
much.
fair. That's fair. How about free rare candy? I like that stuff.
Free rare candy,
There you go.
that would
Just
be overpowered.
one a week. Is that
That'd be
better?
cool.
Okay, or one every
Yeah, I
2
think.
weeks at least. You gotta have candy
But
on Mars. It's gonna be real.
oh
You
yeah,
know that mushroom cake. Ugh, right? I don't
I
know.
mean, who eats mushroom cake really?
Exactly.
Nobody eats that.
Right?
But yeah. So certainly, I'm looking forward to an awful lot over the next weeks.
Yeah.
Um, and that patch, I think, will be quite useful. I think people will go for it. I certainly will because it's not going to be a financial thing. It's just going to be participate in the events, do the stuff,
Hmm.
link your Matic wallet, be part of the community then, and you get something which does something, and it proves that you're here, and it's something cool to collect.
Yeah.
It'd be quite nice if there's different artworks and that sort of thing, but I don't. I'd almost want it non-tradable. I think that'd be cool
Hmm. Yeah, or maybe
because
yeah, who knows? You don't want it
I
tradable?
don't. Well, no, because the whole point is it's the thing to say you're here.
Mhm.
If you can then give that to somebody else, that kind of defeats the point because they weren't here yet they've got it.
I suppose. I
You want to sell
suppose.
it.
I wanna buy more. I
But
want a
you see my
badge I want
point.
a badge on each shoulder, you know?
I was here twice.
I mean, you can make an argument for both, you know, for the
Really? What
FT
would be your
side,
argument for having it then?
for having it,
Come on. For
um,
having it tradable.
ownership. Why not?
Well, no, ownership, you can
Mhm.
have it,
Yeah, but
but not
in
be
your
able to sell
wallet,
it.
like if it's in the game on a website, you know what I mean? And
Well, you
not
could
in your
have an
wallet. I don't
NFT,
know.
just not tradable NFT.
Right, the FT, right? I believe that's what they call
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
An
Um,
NFT. Oh, well, yeah.
fungible token
Fungible token.
versus a
Okay.
non-fungible. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know between the two, but you think we would know, but we don't. Uh,
Yeah.
but yeah, I don't know. I mean, either way is fine with me. You know, I just want like I want to see when that use case gets revealed. You know, I don't think it's gonna be massive, but it'll be something.
Yeah, and I
Hmm.
don't want it to be massive. I just
Right.
a little thing, which would be it's a nice to have, and it will aid a player.
Hmm.
That's all I'm after.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, it'll be sweet. So
yeah.
the missions thing. I mean, I think I don't know if you touched on it, but it says they're targeting 1,500 missions.
I
That's
mean, that's
a
a lot of missions,
lot of missions. Wow.
and it doesn't say whether any of them are repeatable.
Hmm.
So you could have 1,500 missions, all of which are repeatable. That would be mental.
Yeah.
But I mean, let's see. I mean, I'm looking forward to it. I think it just
Hmm.
changes the game dynamic from being a dust sink to being something you're playing to progress through certain areas. So maybe you wouldn't make them repeatable, but yeah, if they with the GDE they can just release them at a rate of knots.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, I'm up for that. I mean, 1,500 is going to take you a fair old amount of time to
That's a
get
lot
through.
of missions.
That's a lot of
Yeah.
missions.
And I imagine there'll be some repeatable ones in there too. I mean, we've already got some repeatable missions, but
We do.
I mean, there certainly could be some more detailed ones or in depth or whatever. I don't know. Especially once we
Yeah,
start traveling and things like that. You know, when you
yeah,
have to, do that kind of work and go to that town. Um, asteroid
yeah.
mining, things like that. I know we haven't talked about asteroid mining in a while, but dang, that's going to be cool too. Once I
Oh,
think
I'm
we
so
need
looking
aerospace to
forward.
be done, probably. Then asteroid mining. Also, with that probably comes the some lands have more resources of certain types than others at certain times or whatever. It's gonna
Yeah,
be cool. Yeah.
I'm just trying
So
to see. Let me see if I can find in the leaks the astro mining stuff because there's been near um, asteroid mining and and deep space asteroid mining.
yeah.
So I'm quite looking forward to those. So certainly the near one was a lot closer in
Ah,
development than the far one. Here we
non-transferable
go.
token. NT T.
Yeah.
I like that.
So what? Let me share this again. There we go. Can you see that?
I can.
So this was released back in October last year,
Hmm.
and there was a we what they were talking about. So this was the asteroids for the near version, and it had a lot more. You can kind of see the hex stuff in there. I wonder if they'll use a hex overlay here too. Um, but it had some really cool artwork in it and concept stuff of what they're looking to do with it. But to try and haul these asteroids back to Mars to then be mined and processed. So it's just a bit of a recap from where we were back in October. And we did do a Mars cast on this, but certainly some of this
Hmm.
stuff is looking. I can see this being developed really soon because this has been, like we said, what
Yeah.
October, October, November, December, January. So 5 months ago.
It's
It's
there
not been
somewhere.
forgotten.
Right.
They've been working on it.
Right.
And then the other thing which was part of this release was where they were talking. Well, this was the Hopper stuff,
Okay.
but they were talking about this, which was the density of plots on Mars which would have certain densities
Hmm.
of minerals. So you could go to a plot and it would be a water plot. So it have a high amount of water but really, really low regolith, for example.
Right.
Or you could have high metals or whatever. But
Hmm.
it would depend where your plot of land was with what was actually on it. And then I can see that they were talking about scavenging was going to be specific for each um, piece of land that you're on, and I can see that tying into the hex mini game to be right. This is how you're going to scavenge in the future. You're not going to have an advanced scavenge button or a basic scavenge. You're going to play the hex mini game to scavenge. There won't be any other option. And that will be where they tie it into this densities thing, where certain places will have more of a chance of certain types of reward than others.
Yeah, it'd be pretty neat.
So I think you'll start to see all of this start to come back.
I hope there's some kind of scanning tool or a way of detecting what is out there,
Well, you're going to see that in
or
the
unless it's just automatic and you just get the information regardless. But if there was more to it where you'd had to scan or something, that'd be kind of cool.
well, there is the uranium sensor.
Oh,
So that's in the market at the moment. That will be in the uranium mine mini game.
okay.
Um, but yeah, I don't think there'll be something specific for scavenging, but I do think in uranium you will see
Hmm.
the scanner, the sensor type approach.
Yeah,
Um,
that'd be
yeah.
awesome. So I got some comments here. So for
Oh,
Matic,
okay.
Matic brings MetaMask to the table, and there's a lot that opens up. We can move around coins or money easier, and
So I use MetaMask for my Matic. I went
yep,
into my MetaMask account and to see how much Matic I had, it was like 3 cents. I was like,
nice.
this
Yeah,
isn't exciting,
zero
but at least
point
I've got
0.1.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
you
it was
got it.
nothing.
It's ready.
Yeah.
So, obviously, Matic and ETH are kind of hand in hand too. So you get a lot of exposure just from being close to
Are they
ETH
really?
and
I didn't.
Polygon.
I didn't
Yeah,
realize that.
I
Okay.
want to say Polygon takes some of the load off of ETH because you can do some
Okay.
stuff on it. Yeah, it's like a I don't know. I don't know the proper terms for it, but like a sister chain almost or something. But it definitely takes off some of the burden from last I remember looking into it. But
Mm.
yeah. So, but yeah, if you're on ETH, you're pretty much on Polygon as well, or vice versa.
Okay.
Usually, like
Okay.
if you're into one, you're kind of into the other. So,
I,
um,
I
yeah.
I started on ETH going back way, way, way,
Hmm.
but I haven't used it. The gas fees just put me off, and I haven't gone back.
Yeah. And there's even a bridge between them. So it's like, if you need to
Okay.
swap from, Matic to regular ETH, you can and stuff like that. So it's all kinds
Yeah.
of stuff you
Yeah.
can do. And then the puppy comments, the puppy is making plenty of
Yeah.
noises. She's on
What's wrong with
drugs.
it?
No, she just got spaded. So she's on like, I don't know, pain meds and stuff like that. And yeah,
Yeah.
she's
I, I'm
anxious. So
I'm not going to think about that too much. I don't think I want to.
she normally gets an hour a day of play, but she
Yeah.
cannot play right now because she just had surgery. So it's like even
Uh,
on drugs, she's like she just wants to go and burn off energy, but she can't. So
uh,
she's becoming a little terror, but it's okay.
okay. Okay. Um, do we have any other comments? Was that all good?
Um, sorry, there is some, but let's see here. Um, papers. Let's see.
Okay. If not, we can move on to aerospace while you catch up that because there's some stuff to talk about
Hmm.
there.
All right, go for it.
So, all aerospace building are supposed to be buildable and running by the 7th of Feb. Now, it being the 11th of Feb,
Hmm.
we're going to put this in the slip bucket, I think.
Which one?
All 7 aerospace buildings being buildable and running.
Okay.
So that should have been a couple of days ago. Um, it was saying it's coming from Max, but no doubt he's busy on stuff.
Right.
So there is some slippage here. Hoppers are craftable from February the 10th. Well, that was yesterday.
Hmm.
Um,
Is that
so it'll be
confirmed?
interesting. Well, no. So this was in Eric's video, so going back a few days ago. So it's got to be really close. I mean,
Okay.
when did Eric post a video? Oh, he did it on the 7th of Feb. So yeah, I imagine it's going to be due any time now.
Okay.
But that's going to really unlock aerospace because if you can start making hoppers themselves, that implies you should be able to do something with them.
Okay.
So, which implies that we're going to start to see some of the aerospace missions come up. Um,
That'd
as
be cool.
part of that aerospace launch,
Mhm.
what he's saying is they're going to have 5 to 10 different hex mini games as part of aerospace.
Really? That's
That's
cool.
mental.
So I didn't know that was coming. That's pretty sweet.
So the uranium mine is one of them.
Okay.
That's going to be PvP, the uranium mine.
Mhm. How is
So it's
that
not
gonna
going to be.
play out? I want to. That's, you know what I mean? Like,
I don't know. It's going to be cool,
all right,
but how are you going to fight for resources on the hex mini game? I have no idea. But
right,
um, so yeah, um, but that's all due. I mean, if aerospace is due shortly, that will all be due within February, I think.
right.
Which means we,
Potentially.
going back to your earlier comment about we're in for a hell of a ride. I really think we are.
Mhm.
I did have a quick catch up with Mitch earlier, and he is certainly head down, working hard,
Okay.
very focused. And I'm sure Eric's the same. Eric's obviously kind of been a lot more focused, and he's releasing these update videos as opposed to sort of kind of posting a lot and drip feeding us. We tend to get bigger hits at once. So yeah, I can see us just getting a big hit of right. Here's aerospace out of the blue, and
Yeah,
it's gonna be soon.
that'll be sweet. I'm pumped for it, especially
Yeah.
if it unlocks PvP. I mean, the sooner that comes around, that'd be better. That'd be nice.
I don't think the uranium mine's going to be anytime soon.
Oh,
It,
dang it. Okay.
it's a priority too, so it's not
Mhm.
top of the list. There's a lot of stuff. I'm not sure we'll get it before Matic,
All right.
genuinely. Um, but I think there'll be some other the hex mini games following fairly shortly after.
Yeah, that'll be cool.
Um, yeah,
Imagine they were
so
maybe built with the GDE.
I imagine.
Yeah.
I mean, you'll have the hex mini game built beneath it, and use the GDE as a supplementary layer on top of it. I would have thought. I
No
just don't
idea.
know the true capacity. When we get to play with the GDE, we'll see how powerful it really is.
Yeah. And it sounds like it's going to take some time filling with it to see what it's capable of and then learning its quirks, ins and outs and
I
things like that. So I'm excited to mess with it.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be a simple Windows-based click and drag and all things spring to life. I think it sounds a bit more complicated than that.
Yeah, it'll be cool. I mean, I don't
Cool.
know.
Yeah.
Might be like those early days of like building maps on Doom. I don't know if you ever played Doom 1, but you could make your own maps and stuff like that, and it
Yeah.
wasn't
Well, I
easy
never did,
either, you
but
know, but it was
no.
cool if you made a nice level. But yeah.
Yeah. And then part of the stretch goals which they had um for this sort of quarter. I don't know if it was a quarterly view or a monthly view. It's pretty much a quarterly view.
Mhm.
Was what they called the Lonely Rover. So it was a chain-based item which tended to wander around. So you would kind of play with it or do something, poke it or fix it or something,
Yeah.
and you would end up going to the next address. So
Hmm.
you kind of forward it on. So what it was trying to do was to generate on-chain activity for the game by you interacting, getting a reward, and the more people it bounced around, the bigger the reward.
Oh, that's
To
cool.
help us on DAP radar.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like a mystery box with a game to help us just go up the tables a bit. And it's a marketing gimmick, but if we all get something from it along the way and we enjoy it, well, that's kind of quite cool.
Yeah. That'd be sweet. I'd be
So
excited to see something like that.
yeah, but that was a stretch goal. So I don't think
Oh,
we'll see that for
right. We'll
a
see.
while yet as well.
Well,
I
hopefully
don't
they're
think it'll be this
stretching.
quarter.
Yeah. I'd be excited to see that.
I
All of
think
it.
most of
Any
it.
of it.
I think most of the stretch stuff will slip to next
Yeah.
quarter, to be honest. But yeah,
No. You're a doomsayer.
no, I just think they've got a lot on. I mean,
They do.
you think
They
about
do. Yeah.
the fucking A.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
when you look at what they're trying to do with aerospace, when you look at what they're trying to do with
Hmm.
all this stuff coming out, it is not going to be a slow time. They've got the GDE, and that helps with some stuff.
Yeah.
They've still got to game design an awful lot of it. It doesn't remove all of their work. And a lot of this is new engines, it's new technologies. I mean, we don't have a single hex mini game in this.
Right.
I think that it will be one for the asteroids as well, for asteroid mining. I've kind of leveled mining up a bit because of that, because I think
Okay.
we will need it. Um, and then there's all the stuff which we haven't really talked about for a while. It's just like, well, what's happening to skills over 100? What's happening to artisan? What's happening to robotics? What's happening to these recipes which we've got in lockboxes? And when are they going to be live on the network? All of
Hmm.
this stuff is yet to come. None of it's hidden
Yeah.
because they're going to need all of it.
Right. Yeah. We still have cooking in the shadows. We have the
Yeah.
professions that don't really have anything yet, like entertainment and stuff like that. So there's
It
tons.
was in, it was interesting when they were talking about the NPC towns.
Yeah.
The first one is a life science and cooking town
Oh.
based around those sorts of missions.
So the first
So
thing you're gonna do after building all that aerospace stuff is come fly over to a life science town, huh? That's right.
basically,
That's right. Yeah.
yeah.
Enjoy it, buddy.
First thing,
Enjoy
you
it.
spend your time in the sweatshop of the Vulcan Metalworks, getting all greased up, and the first thing you do is fly over for a burger
That's right. Yep.
or a chicken sandwich.
You're just coming for some seeds. That's all.
That's all I'm gonna get.
Yep. Yep. You're gonna need them. So,
Yeah,
oh yeah, it'd be cool. Next week we'll have some of those games to talk about,
I hope
right?
so.
Because we got the reveal on the 15th.
I tell you what, it'd be great. I'm not sure if it's gonna happen, but if there's a 1v1 PvP
Uh huh.
and it's out, I will take you on that game, and we can do a
Oh,
live
what's up?
stream and we'll
What's
do a
up?
battle
I'm
royale,
ready.
and
I'm.
I will whip your ass.
Yeah. Okay. Hey, uh, we've done some things. I've lit you on fire. I shot you with an arrow in a game. You know,
Oh,
I've hit
I
you with
tell
an
you what,
axe.
dark and darker. You split my skull open with a blinking massive axe.
I don't think I did.
Did you hit me from behind? I'm
Probably. Yeah.
supposed to be
Hey,
your healer.
you weren't doing it right, so I had to let you know.
Apparently not.
Yeah. Yeah.
Apparently not. Oh
Oh man,
dear.
yeah. If they bring one-on-one PvP in the game, we'll definitely battle it out live here on stream. That'd be great.
I think we'd have to do that.
Oh, 100%.
And I'm
Yeah.
so not going to win. I mean, how does an
We'll
old.
see. I mean, you never know.
What am I classified as, a boomer? I think that was the official
No,
term.
no. But it might be like turn-based and like a dice roll, you know what I mean?
Oh,
Like a
maybe.
D&D type of thing. Who knows? I'm just
If I
kind of
don't have
making
to
this
use
up.
any skill, I'll be all right.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, if I can, maybe I'll build one on the GDE then, a little
We should do
hexagon
that.
boxing ring.
We should do
Figure it
that.
out somehow. But
Yeah. Oh, you see, Jared's just joined the channel. Now, he
yep,
is good at Dark and Darker.
he
He
is.
can actually, yeah.
Now, what is he? Yeah, but he's playing what?
Well, no, he just blows me up instead. I don't even
Oh,
get to
okay.
see the
Well, that's
how he.
fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
We're,
I think it must be me standing in the wrong place.
yeah, probably. We are getting a little derailed here, though.
We are.
I think
Apologies.
we're probably good for now, and then we'll just check back next week when we have some of these games revealed, huh?
I think so. It'd be
Yeah,
interesting to see them and
absolutely.
take people through them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, with that, I think
Good.
we're gonna call it a day, unless Felix has anything else he wants to.
No, I think that's it from me for this week.
All right. Hey, thanks for hanging out with us, guys. Appreciate you, and yeah, have a good weekend.